welcome to another edition of the Craig Carton Show. Great to have you here. Tyrone A. Johnson, as always, I'm in a fantastic mood. Saw the headline of the year, by the way, when I came into work this morning. I'll give it to you right quick out of the gate. The headline of the year, gay in San Francisco. No? Am I the only one that saw the humor in that? Gay in San Francisco, as if we didn't know. Oh, I'm sorry. San Francisco 49ers have signed Matt Gay, former Rams kicker, yes, I believe, to be their new kicker. Yes. But the headline is gay in San Francisco, and that just made me smile today.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I'm in a gay mood myself right now.
Yep.
Happy and gay. Yeah. Looking forward to Thanksgiving a week from today.
Yeah.
And then Christmas after that, and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and all the holidays that you guys celebrate. But I spent the last 24 hours doing as much due diligence as I can, because we like to fancy ourselves not just the most entertaining show in the world and the show that brings you the most joy in your life, because I know that it does, but also one that when we have an opinion, it's based at least on some level of research and fact. Yeah. And you could argue against anyone's opinion. I'm good with that. But you can't argue the facts that lead to our storied opinions on this show, okay? So I'm going to give you a name. Some of you know the name right out of the gate. A lot of you are going to be like, who's that? What are we talking about? A guy I've never heard of. Come on, Craig, you're better than that. Just follow the bouncing ball, okay? The name, and it's almost like I'm going to give you the answer to the question first, and then you have to guess the question.
Jeopardy.
Yes!
There we go.
It's already been done. Mind blown. Okay, all right. Okay. So I'm going to give you the answer.
All right.
You have to tell me the question, please, Tyrone, in question form.
Of course.
Or you do not get credit.
That's right.
Jeopardy rules here. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
All right, here we go. The answer is Tommy Rees. R-E-E-S. One more time. The answer is Tommy Rees, R-E-E-S, and don't cheat. I see you looking down already.
No, I can't type.
Okay, I see you looking at. We got one of them special computers.
Where I don't have to type
for paralyzed people. You can move stuff with just your eyeballs. All right. The answer is Tommy Rees. What is the question?
Question is,
go ahead.
Now he's an offensive coordinator, I believe.
I didn't ask you to work it out loud.
All right. So it's a guy with a lot of pressure. Who has a lot of pressure on him later on tonight?
Who has a lot of pressure later on tonight? Let's go to the librarian nerd.
All right.
I said. No, the answer is Tommy Rees. The question is, who is Shedeur Sanders going to blame when things don't go well this Sunday against the Las Vegas Raiders?
Okay.
Tommy Rees is the offensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns. Some of you might remember him. He was a quarterback at Notre Dame for a few years.
He was all right.
Okay, well, not great, but at least he played the football.
Yeah, he was all right.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, by the way, you notice the form there? That's called perfect throwing form. You do it like you're flicking a booger off your finger. Sam Weiss taught me that. The proration of the wrist. That's how you throw a football. It ain't a baseball. It's a football. You throw it like that, which is why when you see a kid on the playground that goes like that, that's the kid you pull out of the playground and go, you're the quarterback. Everyone else throws like this. You might be a good athlete. You catch the ball, you run the ball. The kid that goes like this, that's the kid that gets to throw the ball for the rest of his life. But let me just get into this, all right? Because Shedeur Sanders had a very interesting press conference yesterday in which he was half cocky, half contrite, right? Somewhat humble, but also arrogant, where he basically said, look, I think I'm the man. That's what I've been waiting for. I've been through so much, which is a lie. Obviously, he hasn't been through anything from a football standpoint. He's been through a lot in his life that a lot of people don't know about.
Yes.
But from a football standpoint, come on, he's lived a gilded life, right? That being the case, I'm the man. Great. I love that. Because you need some level of arrogance to be a successful quarterback in the NFL. And he's a kid. He's 22 years old.
He needs that.
I expect that.
Right.
I got no problem with arrogance. But now you got to back it up. Because here's the reality of Shedeur Sanders. You've got 80% of the country rooting against him. They want to see him fail. Most of America does not like cocky, arrogant guys, especially when their fathers were all-world blank, whatever you fill the blank,
whatever
right?
it was, yeah.
So there's a good portion of America, because they're upset in their own lives, and they don't want to see, Deion celebrating. They don't want to see Shedeur Sanders have success, that are 100% actively rooting against Shedeur Sanders. They've never met him. They never will meet him. They've never spoken to him. But there's an air about him that turns a lot of people off. All good. The 20% of America that is rooting for him either loves his dad. I loved his dad, obviously, one of my favorite athletes of all time. But there's a growing sentiment that Shedeur has somehow been wronged. That Shedeur Sanders is going to prove to everybody on Sunday that he is and should have been the first quarterback taken in this past draft, that he's a first-round quarterback. Now, the entire league said he wasn't. Even the Cleveland Browns drafted a kid 2 rounds before that in Dylan Gabriel, and he is stung. And for the 80% of America that dislikes Shedeur Sanders, for whatever the reason might be, he didn't do anything in the 30 minutes of football he played last Sunday to disavow them of those beliefs. He was terrible. But we all agreed on this show, we're not going to judge him on 30 minutes of football against the Baltimore Ravens. That would not be fair. It'd be too easy, it'd be lazy to come out and go, see, I told you can't play. No quarterback in the history of football has ever been judged one way or the other on 30 minutes of game tape.
No.
That would not be appropriate. It wouldn't be fair. But I need you to remember the name Tommy Rees. I need you to have that name burnt into your psyche, because one of two things are going to happen, and there is no middle ground on it. Either he is going to look like a really competent, put-together quarterback, that the game is not too much for him, and you're going to see some promise in his ability, right? And that's what Browns fans are hoping for, and that's what the 20% is hoping for. Or it's going to go the other way. And if he goes the other way, the only way the 20% is going to drown out the 80% that's going to gloat and, in a weird way, enjoy his failure on Sunday against the Raiders will be to blame somebody else. Because it's never his fault, according to the 20%, right?
Right.
So if it's not his fault, and we're not going to pick one singular lineman to blame, oh, the left tackle sucks. That's not real. We're not going to say, oh, the running game sucked, or Njoku's not a good tight end, or whatever the case may be.
Whatever happens in the game.
What they're going to do, which is why you got to get this name burnt into your psyche, it's going to be, well, what other quarterback in football has to get plays from a 33-year-old who's only been the OC for 3 games? That's the excuse. It's already built in. That Tommy Rees didn't call the best game. That Tommy Rees didn't put Shedeur Sanders in the best spot possible. But I can tell you this, because none of us have any idea how it's going to go Sunday against the Raiders. And this is something that you can't create. It's not something that you can build. This is one of those rare things that just comes naturally to a very small amount of people. And that's the it factor. And whether you like it or not, Shedeur Sanders has that it factor. Odell Beckham had that it factor. Obviously, his pops, Deion, had that it factor, but he backed it up. And there is no reason, unless you're a Browns fan or a Raiders fan, or I guess you've got money on the game or fantasy, for any of us to want to take a look, even for a minute, of the Browns-Raiders game. It is by far the most meaningless game on the card, top to bottom. It's the one game which means nothing at all to anybody. And yet, let's not lie to ourselves. We're going to watch some of it. Now, we're not going to watch all 60 minutes of it, but we're going to be aware when the Browns have the ball. And when the Browns have the ball, you bet your ass at some point, click, 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 red zone action. Let me take a look on my laptop, because I don't have 5 TVs like Tyrone. Let me take a look at what Shedeur is doing. For some reason, I feel fully vested in what that kid does. Partially because I want to be proven right, but partially because wouldn't it be awesome if he is a great quarterback?
It actually would be.
To me, that would be crazy. but I've now got a reason and I've got a scapegoat all built into one game, and I'm here for all of it. Let's get started.